One of my favorite stars on television is Glee star Jane Lynch. She's revealing in her new memoir called Happy Accidents that she struggled with alcoholism for years, and when she finally stopped drinking, she actually got hooked on cold medicine. Listen to what she writes. I did, however, continue my habit of taking NyQuil before bed. Though no longer drinking Miller Lite, I was in need of something to soothe me. The fact that NyQuil had alcohol in it was not something I acknowledged at all. And I think it is great that she's being so candid, and the fact that she's overcome her demons, to me, make her look so much more relatable. Don't you agree,
I think
Rob?
you're absolutely right. I think this makes her... She doesn't need to tell this story. She's telling this story to help people, and then also, too, she is selling a book, so we do expect a little bit of gossip here, and she's certainly giving it us.
Yeah, and look, we look at the amazing ride that she has had. She had such a solid career, but since Glee, she really came out...
Changed her life, turned her into a star.
Swinging. Do you see any downside, Rob?
I think the downside to it is that this story might have come out even if she didn't tell it. So now she's such a big star, rather than have a tabloid go through her laundry, go through her closets, let her tell the story in her own words, which is what she's doing.
Yeah, so I think that is a good thing. Lynch finally wound up in AA, and that's where she was in her 30s after a night of heavy partying when she was on Broadway. That's when everything changed for her. Listen to what she writes about that. I smoked myself into oblivion that night. I still felt like crap and even lonelier than I had felt before. A lot of young Glee fans are probably going to be reading this book, Rachel. Do you see any downside to the fact that she's come clean like this?
Right, and here we thought her only addiction was to tracksuits. Who knew? But I have to say, she is one of the nicest, loveliest ladies in this business, and I think she feels like it's important to tell her story. People look up to her, and they can learn something from her.
I think that's the point, and any time a celebrity does come clean like this, Rob, I think if it benefits even one person who reads it and say, hey, I'm kind of going through the same thing, and I can relate to that, it's a positive.
Absolutely, and it's also going to benefit Jane here. She's got to sell this book, and once again, she didn't tell this story on your show or another show.
Right.
She waited for her book.